got my man Clark here, man, joining us on Tour Media. St. Louis, all the way out here, man. You're watching us play. What do you got to say about the game? All right, you rocking with On Tour Media here, man. We're here at Folsom Field, homecoming weekend.
But now, let's talk about the WNBA. So look, man, I know y'all all have seen that the WNBA was the other day, and your girl Caitlin got drafted #1 overall to the Indiana Fever. How do you feel about that, man? Have you been watching any college women's basketball?
I watch more college women's basketball than I've ever had, man.
Yes, sir.
I actually watched more of that than I did men's basketball.
Man, come on now.
And I don't feel like I'm the only one.
Yes,
so
bro. It's lit, man.
It's lit, bro. Like I told you prior conversations, I can recognize more faces of women's collegiate basketball athletes than I can of men right now. Right? Like I literally probably only can name maybe one or two.
I didn't get back to get you one.
One or two on the men's college basketball, man. And one of them being, Caleb, Caleb that transferred from UNC that went to Arizona, and that's because he's from St. Louis. That's the only reason why I could probably talk about him. But other than that, man, I didn't watch no college basketball, man.
And like I said, like for me, and I said this to one of my friends earlier in the year, and I was just like, yo, the women's is just more entertaining.
Yeah.
It's just more entertaining. Like, I feel like the last time in the men's conference, like, the last time we had one of those names come out was Zion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was Zion. And he was supposed to be that guy.
Yeah.
And
he went for 40 last night, too, by the way. But we're going to talk about that a little later.
We'll talk about that later. But, I feel like since then, it's just kind of been this downwards trend of just like, well, like you said, I'm a bounce from team to team, and I'm gonna get to a really good team that's a suitor for me that plays or that suits their team around my play style, and then I'm gonna make it to the league, and then that's just that.
Yeah.
But on the women's side, it's kind of like, I don't know, you got Caitlinclark, you got Camila Cardoso, you got South Carolina, who's been, made it to the championship the last 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, you got these storylines, which I feel like more people can connect to than the men's, where I feel like I really didn't tune in to the Final Four.
Yeah, fact. Yeah.
Didn't tune in to the Final Four, man. But, it is what it is. But, like I said, man, the WNBA, I heard, now this is what I heard, I've seen this too, that Indiana, their tickets are damn near sold out for the season. Already. Just because of Caitlin. The Caitlin effect.
And their record wasn't even good.
Man, they probably won 18 games or something like that.
Yeah. So like the Caitlin Clark effect. Similar to the Coach Prime effect.
Yes, bro.
Team wasn't that good previous year, and then next season they selling out tickets.
They get a go.
So she is today for the guys and girls who do not watch women's basketball. She's the Steph Curry.
Oh yes.
Of the women's basketball. She can shoot it from anywhere, man. She's a sniper.
All-time leader in points and assists on women's and men's. I think she's just I think she's the #1 in points scored, and then for both men and women, and then she's the #1 in women's for points and in assists, which is crazy. And a lot of people are kind of like, yeah, Caitlinclark, she's a Steph Curry. She's on, she has to average around 40 points a game to be relevant. And to be honest with you, man, that transition from, college basketball to, professionally women's basketball, I don't know if she's going to be able to drop, 50, 28 points a game, but I feel like she can still contribute if she's adding maybe 14 buckets, 8 rebounds. 14 buckets, 8 assists, couple rebounds, but the team, looks totally different from what they did last year.
But for once, she's gonna draw that attention to it.
Oh, of course.
She already.
So somebody else is already open right now.
We ain't seen him.
So he didn't start. You already know what I mean?
Right. So all she has to do is find the open person, what she is great at. Because besides her scoring ability, she has great assist capabilities as well. So that's gonna happen, man. But I'm not gonna lie. I might even watch more WNBA games than I have,
bro.
Just because of her.
I'm in.
Cameron, Camilla. Angel Reese.
Yes.
Those
dogs.
Yes. Those
dogs
ones right there, bro. Like those three.
Yeah.
Automatically, I'm watching.
Carmilla and Angel on the same team in
That's
Chicago.
gonna be crazy.
That's wild.
Your top rebounders.
That's wild.
And women's college basketball on the same team.
That's wild. That's wild.
The shot blocking and rebounds for their team gonna go crazy. Chicago Sky, man. If you guys do not make the playoffs and make a run,
we got a damn problem.
We got a damn
problem.
All right.
But I've heard, I've heard that a lot of players. So I know in the WNBA they only have like maybe 12 teams.
They're supposed to be expanded.
I heard to 16.
Yep.
Nashville, Southern Florida, Utah, Seattle, and there's 2 more. Maybe San Fran, I can't remember. But there's 2 more teams. Maybe Memphis. I think Memphis.
I think it was. Did you say Nashville though? I think it's only one team.
Okay. Nashville. Maybe some more. Maybe 1 or 2 on the East. On the East Coast.
Yeah, maybe one.
But I've heard they're looking to expand by the year 2028 to a couple more teams, and I feel like that just opens up the windows for even more women athletes to kind of just dig in, because I know recently, well, a couple years ago, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a time where the WNBA players felt like they just weren't getting enough money compared to some guy who's only playing 6 minutes the entire season.
Yeah.
And if you look on Google, you're only getting a couple $100,000, if that.
Yeah, I think the highest paid women's player was like $250,000 or $260,000, somewhere around there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which that number has to be upped.
Absolutely.
But if it is, I don't know what their contracts look like, but this is the class to up that number.
Oh, of course.
This is it.
Man, this is that evolution.
Yeah.
This is that switch.
They can set the tone for the women coming behind them.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they can push it to $1 million from $250,000, but maybe they can push it to $500,000.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if they all push it at $500,000, then guess what's gonna happen when Juju and them come?
Oh man, and then the generation after that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and Juju another dog, man. When Juju,
a freshman.
Another dog.
Freshman. She's what? 6 foot? 6'1"?
6'1".
Okay. She played like she about 6'2", 6'5".
She do. 6 fever.
Easy.
I'm just waiting for her to dunk.
She a dog. And I feel like
you know what I'm saying?
similar to Bronny James, I feel like as soon as they kind of make that hit the switch to that dog mentality, it's over with.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, man, I feel like they got it in them, but we just ain't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Ain't seen it yet. Ain't seen it yet.
Just got to get more comfortable.
Yeah.
And not be afraid to be who you are.
Yeah.
On the inside and let it out and just ball.
You that nigga.
Yeah, you guys got to be it and ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this class right here, man, is what I think women's basketball has been waiting on. No disrespect to the people that came before them. I know.
No disrespect.
I know back when the WNBA first started, Coach Don Staley, Coach Weatherspoon, Rebecca Lobo, I can go Lisa Leslie, all those.
We can keep it going.
They legends.
Going.
They are legends. No disrespect to them, but I think this is the first time since that era that women's basketball has had this much excitement.
Yeah,
because that was a dope team. Like even that women's dream team, that Olympic team, they went on to do big things. Whereas it Martin Lawrence episodes, all types of stuff, man. So I think this class right here, man, is the first time since then that era. Yeah. What was that, like early '90s?
Yeah, you got a lot of eyes on them now, man.
Yeah.
So it's time to make something shake, and it's time to grow. And like I said, I've seen a lot of. I was watching the WNBA draft, and I was also watching the college basketball championship game, and a lot of the current WNBA players, it kind of feels like they're a little threatened by this next generation that's coming up, because it's like. 1 minute everybody's like, "Oh, we're not getting paid enough. We need the exposure. We need the ticket sales." But you got a evolutionary player coming in who's gonna do that, and it's like everyone's like, "Yeah, we'll see if she lasts in the league. We'll see." Like, nah, let's all eat.
That's it.
Let's all eat. You know what I mean? Because it's been almost. I can't remember who was watching WNBA before 2 years ago.
Nobody. I wasn't watching. I'm not
Come on, man.
I'm not even lie.
Come on, man. I didn't even know y'all had a season. Like, come on, dog. But
I
now
couldn't even tell you when the season started.
I couldn't even tell you how many teams you had and where the teams were at.
Couldn't.
I thought y'all had.
But look what we talking about now. We talking about how many teams they have.
Come on,
we know about
man.
they talking about expanding.
Hello.
We like
the players coming in the draft.
We know the names of the players coming in the draft.
Where they from?
Hey, bro, I actually watched the WNBA draft.
Yes.
I've never done that in my life.
Yes.
Never done that in my life, and I
Yes.
watched it. I watched the whole first round.
Yeah.
And I was locked in with it, man. I had my plate, and I'm up there like, okay, okay. And then they even went overseas. They even got a couple players from France, that jumped in, that went in first round.
They had that one tall girl. I can't remember her name, but yes, she was from France. Terrible. I do apologize, but yes, I can't remember your name.
What pick was she?
She was later.
So we probably can.
She might have been later in. Yes, right here, Miss Nah. She's from Australia, and I don't want to butcher it.
Name.
But she got drafted 12th overall to the Atlanta Dream. She's a forward. She's a center actually. She's a forward/center from Australia. And I watched a little bit of her game, dog, and she's a dog. She talked about how they were gonna. She talked to some of the current players. They said, "Yeah, we're gonna break your little ass." She was like, "Okay, we're gonna see." So like I said, I know in the WNBA, there's only there's only a certain amount of slots on the team.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of these folks, coaches are gonna look at them. Can you fit our scheme? Can you not?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't.
Right.
Overseas. But
yep.
I think this generation, I think we're gonna have a lot more players that stick than get cut. I think those players that are in now, that are just kind of teetering on the edge of being, cut or not.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got some competition now.
For sure.
You out of there now.
For sure.
So, all right, man, we gonna see, man. I heard the WNBA season starts, I think, middle of May, I believe. Coming up soon, man. So we gonna see how this plays out. Best of luck to everybody. And like I said, we'll spin the block around, I guess, when the season starts.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's do it.